and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. A different video that I wanted to try here on my channel, and this one is of course piercing related. I got this idea while I was scrolling on YouTube trying to find something to watch, and I came across this YouTuber. Her name is Cell. She is a tattoo apprentice and she does a lot of tattoo related content, and she did a video that was what we wish we knew before we got tattoos. Cool idea, and I thought it was very interesting, so I wanted to try it here on my channel, but I wanted to do it with piercings. I'm also going to be doing a tattoo version of this, but I wanted to do the piercing one first, since my channel is mainly geared towards piercings. But I will be doing a tattoo version of this just because I thought I wanted to try it and see what my subscribers personally thought. So this isn't like an original idea, this is something that I have seen on YouTube, but I just wanted to try it for my channel. So basically what this video is going to be, I asked you guys on Instagram, what do you wish you knew before you started getting piercings? I'm gonna go over all of your answers. I'm gonna see what you guys said. I have a feeling this is gonna be really interesting and really fun because there are a few things I wish I knew before getting piercings, and I'm wondering if I will agree with some of your guys' answers. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So it was actually really successful. I got a lot of answers from you guys, and just for privacy reasons, I am going to be keeping everyone's name anonymous for this. So one of the ones that I got is, one of the things I wish I knew before piercings is that you shouldn't have your nose pierced with a piercing gun. Oh my gosh, I really hope you didn't get your nose pierced with a piercing gun. What a nightmare. Honestly, like getting your nose pierced with a piercing gun is just pure blasphemy. I mean, you shouldn't be getting anything pierced with a gun, but if you are, I'd rather have it be a lobe than your nose. Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely do not ever get your nose pierced with a piercing gun, and don't get anything pierced with a piercing gun because that is just bad news bears all the way around. The next one is, the adrenaline rush is addictive. Holy crap. I wondered if anyone else felt this way because I relate to this so much. Every single time I go and get piercings or a tattoo, it's more intense with piercings, but I always get like this intense like bundle of nerves before I go and get a piercing. And then once I'm actually sitting down and once the piercing is about to like begin, I just get this like warm feeling all through my body, and it's just like this pure adrenaline, and I'm really excited and I'm just ready to feel it. It's probably a little like sadistic of me. Yes, there is definitely an adrenaline rush when it comes to getting piercings, and I totally know what you're talking about. I get the exact same thing, and yes, it is definitely addictive for sure. The next one is that irritation bumps can happen even with amazing aftercare. That is definitely true. A lot of people think that just because you get a piercing bump, that means that you're dirty, that means that you're not taking care of your piercing, that people just assume all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, like, the human body is the human body, and it doesn't matter how good you take care of something, like, irritation bumps can still happen. Someone else said the healing time, especially when piercing a helix on both sides and you're a side sleeper. Ooh. Oh my gosh, yes, I felt that. For me, honestly, out of all the piercings I have ever had, the two that have been the most difficult to heal and live life with have been my helix piercings and my belly button, because when I sleep on my back, on my side, on my stomach. Like, I'm a rotisserie chicken in bed, okay? Like, I'm always turning in my sleep, and every time I would get a new helix piercing, I could no longer sleep on that side. Definitely, yeah. And those are also the two piercings that take the longest to heal. So it's like, oh, yeah. And no one tells you that. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go get my helix pierced, or I'm gonna go get my belly pierced. But like, no one tells you that you're gonna lose sleep. Someone else said, what I wish I knew is how to clean them properly. Do not put Vaseline on them. Girl, I really hope for your sake that it wasn't a piercer that told you to put Vaseline on your piercings. Oh, Vaseline? What? No way. Don't ever put Vaseline on your piercings, okay? There is like no cleaning properties to Vaseline, and also it's just gonna suffocate that piercing and trap bacteria in there. Like, just let it breathe. Let it breathe. Saline solution, sea salt solution, that's all you need. Like, Vaseline, that is intense. I would love to know if that was a piercer that told you to do that. If it was, they need to have their license revoked. Someone else said that they would damage my teeth. Ooh, yeah. I totally feel that. I mean, it was always like a widely known thing that, you know, oral piercings or tongue piercings can damage your teeth, but you don't really think it's going to happen to you until it does. I had my tongue pierced for, I think like 8, 9, 10 years, something like that, and I eventually took it out because it did really damage one of my bottom teeth, because when I was at rest, the bottom ball of my tongue ring was resting on one of the back of my bottom teeth. My tongue piercing was pierced quite forward, and it really, really damaged that tooth to the point where I might have to have a gum graft done eventually down the line, because that ball completely receded that tooth all the way down, almost to the root. Piercings definitely do damage your teeth. I hope your teeth aren't too damaged. That's really unfortunate. Someone else said they can smell. They smell? The only thing I know about like piercing smelling are like stretched ears, but I've never had any of my other piercings smell. I don't think I've ever experienced that before. I think the only thing I have experienced before is I one time had a really cheap septum ring in and I could smell the metal because it was like a really crappy piece of jewelry. Next one is don't clean your piercings with a hand towel. It has millions of bacteria. That is definitely true. If you are going to be cleaning your piercings and you need to like dry your face, it's best to use a paper towel rather than a hand towel, unless you're going to be using a properly sanitized hand towel every single time, because you're right, there is a lot of bacteria and you could risk irritation and or infection. Someone else said how much Helix piercings can hurt. Oh my gosh, yes. Some of my most painful piercings have been my Helix piercings. There's just something about that part of the ear that is just so incredibly painful. Like I hate getting my Helix pierced, and what sucks about them is that even after the piercing is done, you have literally another 6 to 12 months to look forward to of pain, flare-ups, swelling, not being able to sleep. So yeah, definitely, because I remember when I was like in middle school and Helix piercings were really, really popular. Everyone was getting them and you don't think about it until you get one and you're like, wow, this actually really sucks. Someone else said, I wish I knew how piercings would look on my body before I actually got them. And I totally understand what you mean, but there is actually a way you can do that, and this is what I personally like to do. So if I want like a piercing on my face, for example, I will take like a full-on picture of my face, and then I'll just go into like a photo editing app or something like where you can draw, and I will literally just draw little dots on my face of where I'd want a piercing. Before I got my labret piercing, I would draw on a little dot, or like what I would look like with a bridge piercing, I would put like 2 little dots, you know what I mean? So you can definitely do that. Or like before I got my Medusa pierce, I took like a little like crystal gem and I used eyelash glue and I glued it on my lip just to see what it would look like. That is definitely something you can do. I mean, there are so many photo editing apps nowadays. They probably have one for piercings I just don't know about, but yeah, you can just like draw them on yourself, or just look at yourself in the mirror and take like an eyeliner pencil and just like draw. Or like on your nose, like draw a little dot right there, or your eyebrow, draw 2 little dots, or you know what I mean? So yeah, you can definitely do that, because I have definitely done that in the past. Someone else said, I wish I knew that nipple piercings were so hard to heal. I've had mine done twice and they both migrated. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, that sucks. I did not have that experience with mine. Mine were incredibly easy to heal, and it was a good experience personally. Someone else said the ear funk smell when I stretched my ears. Yes, oh my gosh. So I've always heard about like ear cheese with people who have stretched ears, but I didn't really understand like what that meant really until I actually started stretching my ears and I got up to like a pretty decent size. And then I would be like, what is that? And I would like take my tunnel out and I would like smell it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly what they're talking about. I know what you're talking about for sure. I wish I knew that too. It's not exactly the most pleasant thing, and having stretched ears is actually a lot of maintenance. Like, you gotta wash them daily, you gotta keep your tunnels or plugs clean, you gotta keep them moisturized. Someone else said, I wish I knew how tiny every single ball is and how hard it can be to change them. Oh my gosh, I think everyone who has piercings, I think literally everyone can relate to this. Before you start getting piercings and you see people with piercings and you're like, wow, I really want to get some, I want to get a whole bunch of piercings, and then you actually get them, and then you start going through changing all of them. Like, I think one of like the top 5 most frustrating moments in my life would be changing jewelry for piercings, because it is seriously the most annoying thing on this planet. I will literally physically start shaking and sweating because I will get so frustrated with it. But yeah, you don't think about those things before you get piercings. You're just like, I want them. And then everything else that comes after it, you're like, oh, well, shit. Someone said the rejection and migration rate in the scars that they leave behind. Yes, I think a lot of people who start off getting piercings, especially like surface piercings, a lot of people don't realize that rejection and migration are a thing, and I don't think it's a very widely known thing. I don't think it's talked about enough. I feel like when people go in to get like a surface piercing, I feel like that should be like almost protocol to like have the piercers talk to their clients about rejection and migration, what it is, what can cause it, what to do if it starts happening, what are the signs of it. A lot of people don't know. When I started getting piercings, like when I first got my belly button pierced, I had absolutely no idea what the heck rejection and migration was. No clue. So even if mine did, I wouldn't have known, right? I would have just thought, oh, it's infected. And piercings do leave scars, that is for sure. I even have a scar on the bottom of my tongue from my tongue piercings. Someone said, I wish I knew that the healing process is going to be different for each piercing. Some are so easy and some are dreadful. Absolutely. And honestly, it's going to be different for everybody. Another person said the ear smell. Absolutely. I totally feel you on that one. Ooh, this one's really good. Someone said, I wish I knew that over cleaning won't help it heal faster. Absolutely. Honestly, over cleaning just makes it heal slower, because you guys, like, I think a lot of people don't realize how amazing the human body is at healing things. And when it comes to piercings, less is more. So the less cleaning you do, the better, because your body is going to send cells to help heal that area. You just need to do a little bit of catch-up maintenance, basically. Like, you just need to give it, a little wash here and there. But cleaning it 6 to 10 times a day is not gonna do anything. If anything, it's gonna irritate and dry out your skin. You're gonna irritate the piercing. It's gonna turn red. It's gonna start itching. It's gonna get irritated. And I used to do this too when I started getting piercings. Like, I thought the more I clean it, the faster it's gonna heal and it's gonna be all good to go. No, less is more. Someone said, I wish I knew that blowing your nose will never be the same with a septum. It's frustrating at times. Yeah, yes and no. For sure. When you first get it, it's definitely frustrating, but I feel like over time that's something you just get used to personally. I mean, at least I did. I eventually got used to it and I can blow my nose no problem. You just kind of have to, like, when you get piercings, you kind of have to like relearn your face or your ears or your body, and you just kind of have to learn to adapt and do things differently. But yeah, in the beginning, it's frustrating. Someone said, I wish I knew there was an itching phase just like with tattoos. I agree. I have experienced some itching phase with some of my piercings, but sometimes itching for a piercing can mean that you're cleaning it too much and your skin is dry. You either have too much salt in your salt solution or your saline solution is too potent and it's drying out your skin. But yes, I have experienced an itchy phase with some of my piercings for sure. It's not as bad with like tattoos. Someone said, I wish I knew about gauge sizes for jewelry. Stretching my nose from an 18 to a 16 accidentally wasn't fun. Oof. God, that would hurt. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Back when I first started getting piercings, I had absolutely no idea what the heck gauges were for sizes. I was like, I just thought piercings were done with jewelry and that was the end of it. Like, you didn't have to worry about it ever again. But no, there's definitely different sizes for different piercings, and if you accidentally buy a gauge size that is too big for the size that you already have in and you try to put it in, it is incredibly painful. So it's best to like double check and know your sizes and get the proper one. Because wow, does that hurt. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought this one was really good. Someone said, as a firefighter, the jewelry gets uncomfortably hot sometimes. Oh my gosh, I cannot freaking imagine. First off, I want to say thank you for saving lives. Thank you for your service. I can't imagine how hard being a firefighter is. Like, you're a champion. I've had it where I've gone to the beach sometimes and I'll lay to the side where my ear ear metal is exposed, and then I'll roll back over and I'll like touch my ear, the jewelry does get hot. Ooh, yeah, but being a firefighter and being like that up close with flames, oh boy. Someone said take it slow before changing the jewelry out. Absolutely. I think with piercings, I think us just as humans, we get so excited about a new piercing and we can't wait to put different jewelry in. We can't wait to put fun, colorful jewelry in. We can't wait to change it all the time. But you gotta wait, and I've done this before where I've changed piercings out too early and it just made the whole process absolutely terrible. Taking it slow is definitely important, and when you get a piercing, your piercer should definitely be talking to you about being patient and taking it slow before you switch the jewelry out. You gotta get through that initial, I call it the ugly phase. Whenever you go and get a new piercing, it's not gonna look good in my opinion because the jewelry is so big and long. So you gotta go through the ugly phase before you can get through the stylish jewelry phase. Okay, and I think we're only gonna do one more, and the last one is I wish I knew how addicting they are. I got one and then I want 50 more after. Piercings and tattoos are very synonymous to me as far as like how addictive they are. After I started getting more and more piercings, I just wanted more and more and more and more and more. Like as soon as I started getting my ears pierced, I knew I wanted to fill up my ears with all different types of ear piercings. So they are definitely addictive, and literally just this year alone, like within the last 8 months, I've gotten 3 or 4 piercings with new piercings within the last like 8 months. So they're definitely addictive, and I mean, some people get one and done and they're fine with it, but other people, if you're like me, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are this way, you get one and you just want to get more and more and more. Okay guys, so those are all of the answers for what we wish we knew before we started getting piercings. This was so much fun. I'm really glad I did this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If there is anything else that you would like to add, or if I didn't answer yours, please go down and put it down in the comments. I would love to read and have other people read them and react to them. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see the tattoo version of this, please go down and give this video a huge thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are new to my channel, make sure you go down and hit that red subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos from me. But as the rest of you, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.